You want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
Now more than ever, I value my time. And I'm not perfect. I still got room for improvement as far as how I value my time. But I got my mind right, and I'm so serious about my time. And I just can't bless any and everybody with my time. I have to understand and know that who I bless with my time is worthy of my time. That it makes sense for me to spend just a minute on them. It got to make sense. And a lot of times when you just see a bitch that look good on social media and you don't really know nothing about this bitch except that she look good and she might say that she a hoe. If you don't take time to learn anything about this bitch, you might as well be shooting in the dark. And who gonna do that? Who wants to spend hours out of their day shooting in the dark at different bitches? Who wanna do that? Not somebody that values their time. You know, I want my shots to be effective. I'm not shooting in the dark. I'm shooting to kill. I'm shooting to hit my target. And I want to make sure that when I shoot my shot, it's effective. You know? So that motherfuckers see, like, you don't want to be one of them pimps in hoes conversations, because you got to understand, hoes talk and they compare notes and all that type of shit. You don't want to be one of them type of motherfuckers like bitches down and around somewhere, or they live together having a conversation and girl, such and such was in my DM talking about come home and da 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 da, and oh girl, he was in my DM too. And then, you know, you got in the comment section in the chat like, girl, he was in my DM too, laugh out loud and all this other type of shit, and they just laughing at the shit that you said in the DM. And you know, they laughing at the fact that all of them got messages from your motherfucking ass. You know, you don't want to be one of them type of dudes. You want to be one of them type of motherfuckers like, girl, pimping such and such got in my DM. Damn, for real? That's crazy, because I got in his DM and he didn't even open my message. Or I got in his DM and he left me on red. He didn't even respond to me. He got in your DM? Damn. This is the way that you want your pimping to be talked about. That's how you want your pimping to be talked about, man. You want it to be talked about like it's something special. Not something that, you know, a motherfucker just pick up and throw away whenever they, you know, because they don't value the shit because it was given to them for free. Nah, you want your pimping to be seen as something special, man. And again, that takes time. That takes you investing in yourself. That's what that takes. You know what I mean? Take time, invest in your pimping, man. You know, that's one thing that I learned from a veteran partner when I was young in the game, man. And that was, you know, work on your pimping every day. This is an old motherfucker that I like. You know, when I was like, I met him when I was about 25 and he was in his late 50s, pushing 60, right? Or somewhere up in there, man. And at that age, he was a hard-working motherfucking pimp. He stayed getting that new hoes. You know what I mean? When we would go out and campaign, he wouldn't let too much time at all go by without getting that. You know what I mean? But, you know, he would read. And he would, you know, pay attention to, you know, current events and things like that. And that's something that he used to always say, man. He's like, man, you got to work on your pimping every day. You got to work on your pimping every day. And if you look at your pimping as something that you got to work on every day, then you know that's you adding value to yourself. That's you adding value to your pimping. And if you treat your pimping as something that you got to work on every day, other people are going to see that value in you. Because you got a lot of motherfuckers in the game, man, that do not work on their pimping at all. The only way that they might work on their pimping is by talking to a bunch of, and you might get a little bit better at communicating if you constantly getting at different all the time. But you know, you should want to invest in yourself and educate yourself, and you know, shoot your shot the right way. Everybody don't deserve your time. You know, and the pimping ain't supposed to appear thirsty at all. You don't never want to appear to be thirsty and you some pimping. Pimping and thirst ain't got nothing to do with each other. Pimping and thirst is like, you know, it just don't mix. That shit don't go together. You don't never want your pimping to appear to be thirsty. But a lot of motherfuckers in the game, you appear to be a thirsty motherfucker. You know, and if you appear to be a thirsty motherfucker, you need to reevaluate yourself. You know, I would rather be seen as an arrogant, pompous motherfucker than a thirsty. You know, because can never say that Freeze is thirsty. Might say that Freeze is arrogant. Might say that Freeze is stuck up. And you know, that don't like the fact that I don't get at them. They might say that you know, they might perpetuate the lies that's being told about me. You know, because you got a lot of to do that type of shit. You know, and that's what I had to learn for myself, right? Because everybody hates being lied on, man. Let me show y'all something that I learned and how I had to tighten up with my own pimping, right? You know, we all hate being lied on, man. And the majority of us, we want to address lies when they being told on us, right? And y'all probably seen a video that I did a few months ago when was lying on me, saying that I had HIV and all this other shit, right? It was like a little group of that was live together and they was all lying on me and shit, right? And when I seen that shit, when it was brought to my attention, I was upset. So I addressed it. But one thing that I had to remind myself of is that I'm not the average mother. So when I address certain things, I bring a lot more attention to it than needs to be, right? I should have never addressed that shit because the volume of it was on zero. The volume of that shit was probably like 0.5 at the loudest, right? The volume of that shit was almost unheard. But when I addressed it, I put the volume on 10. Before I addressed it, a lot of y'all didn't even know that them was lying on me because they don't have no value, right? So I should have never addressed it because of that. Because I bring a lot more attention to the shit that needs to be. But as well as that, what I had to learn was that lie on me because they can't have me. Lie on me because I don't fit the mold of all of these thirsty niggas that call themselves pimps. And they wish I did. A lot of these wish I was another thirsty ass in their DM. But because I'm not, I gotta be stuck up. Because I'm not another thirsty in these DM, I gotta be the mother that think he too good for these bitches. So, Freeze, you know what I mean? With his stuck up ass. He born anyway. He don't smoke, he don't drink. Fuck him. Fuck Freeze. He think he better than a because I do a little line here and there. You know what I mean? Who I ain't never even had a conversation with. They mad at me because they really want me to be another thirsty. See, if I was another thirsty in a DM, I wouldn't be nobody to lie on. I wouldn't be nobody to talk about. But because I'm not that, and they know that they can't have nothing to do with me, the only way that they can have something to do with me is if they create some sort of controversy with me. You know? So that's what they do. You know, these create controversy with a pimp. Because that's the only way they can have something to do with me. 9 times out of 10, if they just try to start a conversation with me, they don't know how to really do that, so it's going to come off wrong, and I'm not going to engage. 9 times out of 10. It ain't got nothing to do with me being stuck up or anything like that. It's just they don't know what they doing.
Dig this.
Yeah.
I been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimping from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Lately, I wouldn't been.